Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you had a great weekend, long weekend, restful weekend. All right. What you need to do today is finish working on your gizmo activity. So again, you want to go to Clever, go to get to the gizmo by going to Explore Learning, and then download the worksheet and follow the directions there. As soon as I think enough people are in, I'll pull it up. Alrighty. So we've been talking about air pollution. So before we move on to water, we're going to do this little activity. And I'm admitting people, but it's still saying you're in the waiting room. All right. Okay. I think everybody is in now. There we go. Trying to see if there are duplications. That's what it does. It lets everybody in and it duplicates you. Hmm. Interesting. Cadence, I'm reading your message. Um, for now, start where you left off and continue from there. And then maybe when you finish, you can go back. That's the only thing I can suggest. See if that works. So start where you are. And let me say this to everybody. Someone has just put in that they wanted to restart the gizmo, but it starts from where they left off. If that's the case, start from where you are, and then when you finish, maybe it'll let you go back. Okay. That's the only thing I can suggest right now. Um, and again, I want to say, don't count on the computer has us spoiled sometimes in that we think it's automatically saving and it's not. So just automatically, when you finish a document or before you close out anything, manually save, especially when you're in the middle of something and you know you need to go back, manually save your work. That's just a safe thing to do right now. Because these computers have us lulled into believing they're doing what they're supposed to do, and they're not always doing what they're supposed to do. So just before you log out, always go back and manually save your work and then open it back up to see if it really did save. And then you'll know right then and there whether it did or it didn't. All right. So again, for those of you who just came in, good morning, good morning. You're going to finish up working on the gizmo. So again, you went to resources, you went to explore learning. Mine is going to come up a little different than yours, but yours, once you log in, should automatically come up to the environmental science page. I'm going to have to tell it to do that. And you have been assigned um, okay, my class, here we go. All right, you've been assigned smelling the rain. Smelling in the rain, that's where you should be. Okay, I see what you mean. And then it keeps score for me. So it is keeping a record of what you're doing. Let me go back here. So please do answer all of the questions. Now this is quite an extensive activity. It says middle school, but it's by no means a middle school. Like it's a STEM activity, so which means it's a little bit advanced for middle school. So make sure that you are answering all the questions, filling in all the blanks, participating, whatever it tells you to do on the worksheet, that's what you need to do. It tells you when to click on the handbook tab. The little gentleman, the little, what do you call those? Little icon guy. He click on him sometimes because he's the clue to going to the next step. But it will tell you when to go to the next step. It will not let you go until, like, for example, I have to put something here before it will let me go to the next step. Okay. Here, I think here it won't let you go until you click on the vocabulary words. And you can X out of it, and then you'll get an arrow that tells you you can do the next thing. And then it comes up again. Whoops. Where's that? All right, then you have the gentleman down here. Let's explore. Open the app button. That's the app button. And then it gives you more information. So it'll keep telling you where to go next. Open that for next information. It will keep telling you where you should go next. Do what it tells you to do. Click on all the buttons. And then in the meantime, follow what it's saying on the worksheet. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? So like I said, this is quite long. You'll probably still be working on it next class, which kind of works out. I may or may not be here on Thursday. That's your next class is Thursday. I'll let you know. So you're going to need to look out for your message in the announcements space, because you'll be doing this asynchronously, which means you're going to be doing this without me on Thursday. But I might be here. I was supposed to go out of town and I may not have to. So we're playing it by ear at the moment. But in any case, you'll still be working on this on Thursday. But you should be finished with it on Thursday. So shoot for that. Okay. All right. So remember that this is the problem. So at the top of your worksheet where it says identify the problem, this is the problem. try again later. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute so I can look at what you're looking at, Justin. And it might just be, Justin, that you need to refresh your page and try again later. All right, Justin, go ahead and try it. I'm looking at your GoGuardian right now, see what it's telling you. And you wanted me to open something. What exactly did you want me to open? All right, I see a lot of idle screens. Everybody should be working on their gizmo. Again, please use class time for classwork. Yes, please, Camilla, do that. Or get as much as you can. Get to a good spot. Like I said, this is quite long. So, and we will continue on Thursday, but try to get to most of it done. Um, is that the one you want me to open, Justin, the air pollution? It should still be open. It's open until the 20th. Again, I see a lot of people who are idle. You're logged in and you're idle. You're not doing the gizmo. Thursday's the deadline for that. Please work on it today. Good morning. If you just came in, we're working on the gizmo activity, smelling in the rain. I was checking. Okay. All right, give me 1 second to fix this attendance. Because as soon as you popped into the waiting room, I let you in, but okay. All right. Lost Justin. Lost two people. Zoom is just doing weird things. All right, let's look at the gizmo. And you were asking, how do I do the model? Okay, I'm gonna have to give me a minute to get there because I have to skirt over some things in order to get there. All right. Practice model, practice model. All right. There they go. And you do have to push all the buttons in order for it to let you go on to the next trigger. I mean, the next. There. Okay. His name is Axel. You got to click on him. All right. So I think this is the part you asked me about. How do you do the model practice? So you're going to click on the little. Okay. All right. First, you have to have a problem. So it's going to tell you what the problem is. After you've read the paragraph, you're going to hit the minus button. And then you can look at the components. And they are the variables that go with the phenomenon. You click back on it, that'll disappear. And then you see this little box on the side over here. You're going to drag, you're going to decide which components you want to set up just for the problem. So since he's highlighted, we'll put him in the box. Then you have another box. You can put that in the box. Okay, you have two components, and now you need to build the relationship between them. So you click on settings, I think here. All right, so when you click on the tank, it'll allow you to decide, oops, where'd it go? All right, this one allows you to create a relationship. So that's how you do the relationship. All right. It didn't stay. Okay, let's try clicking on. It should stay. Yeah. Okay, there you go. All right, so then after once the arrow stays, then you're looking at the if-then statement. Right, the temperature in the tank. So if you temperature in the tank increases, they're telling, and this is just the model, so they're telling you what to select. Select increase, then the body temperature will increase. So you've created your relationship or your scenario, then you can click define. Okay, and that's the model. Now it wants you to drag another component. You're gonna drag that over there. And you're gonna hit that one. And then you're gonna decide what is the relationship here. Oops, come on, go. There. Sometimes you gotta make it stay. And then again, if the sunlight increases, the temperature in the tank will increase, and you've defined the relationship. Okay. And then this is the model. So you want to, after you've done the model, you want to reset the page. It'll delete, select grab gear. And then you continue that way. It's not selecting. It should be radiation. working. That was not a good idea. See if I can skip. You do have to be looking for that flashing arrow all the time to make sure that you know which one to, what step to do next. Okay, come on, I selected this one. All right, with the models, you're always wanting that little squiggle line to show up. And in this case, they're telling, because this is a model, they're telling you what to select. The next time you will have to decide whether it's what to select. It still won't let me use one. Ah, there we go. So you have to select it from here. And it put that there. Okay. This is the one where you have to create it yourself. So that was practice. And you can Do redo it if you need to. If it's not working for you, you can redo it. That's because I didn't make a proposal. So you've got to develop your model before you can test your model. Right, I'm looking at the results page, and several of you haven't even started it yet. There's 96 points worth of scoring that comes with the activity. And I've got maybe 10 people who have even started answering the questions and 3 people who are almost done. You've got to answer the question, you've got to log in, and you've got until Thursday to do so. Smelling, smelling in the rain. Let me see what you're looking at. You want smelling in the rain. That's the choice you should make, Camilla. The last one. Again, folks, please use class time to do classwork. Again, I'm looking at the results page, and many of you have not even started answering one question. Nor does it indicate that you even logged into the activity. The worksheet is only half the grade. The rest of the grade comes from the score that you get in doing the activity. If you need help with some of the steps, please ask. Welcome back. All right. Quite a few of you have not done air quality. I've reopened it. It'll still be late, but it's open so that you can get that assignment turned in. Sometimes some of the simplest activities you'll leave undone. I've also opened up layers of the atmosphere. Some of you turned in the questions and omitted turning in the actual labeled diagram. So that one is open as well. I don't change the late date. It's still late, but it's open for you to submit late work. Late is better than a zero any day of the week. Okay, again, just a reminder, I may not be on here on Thursday. That's when our next class meeting is scheduled on Thursday. Uh, check the message, the announcement at the top. You still have your assignment to do, so that you're expected to work asynchronously, which means work at home. So use class time to do class work. Okay. This gizmo was long looking at the grade book. Most of you still have not done the previous assignment, which was air pollution. So make sure I've got 10 people who've done that. So make sure that you work on Thursday, work on anything that you have outstanding. All right. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.